of cableage that gets connected that makes this necessary. I hate it. We're in 2022, right? We shouldn't be innovating on USB-C. We shouldn't be innovating on wired technology. We should be innovating on the front in regards to wireless technology. That's what we should be doing, not this garbage of, oh, it's wired. Yeah, it's wired. That's going to be great. That's going to be the inevitable future when we're tied to wires in the fucking. Let me look for something so I could clean the terrible, awful, whatever the fucking fog that I have on the front camera of this phone. Oh boy. There you go. Let me do this. Maybe I should have done this before. Maybe I should have tried it out and cleaned it. Let me see if rubbing alcohol might work. It still looks like there's a London fog here. What the fuck is that about? Why? There shouldn't be any reason why there's any fog whatsoever. There's a crack, but it's nowhere near the actual lens of the camera. I love that we're still using, again, 2022. Maybe this might be the complaining about technology stream. That might be what the topic of this particular stream is, complaining about technology, because Lord knows I have a lot of things to complain about. And I'm generally an angry short man. I've been told that by many people. Now it's wet. Oh, look at that. It's clean though. Wow, there's no fog anymore. Okay. That's all it took. That's all it took. Just a little bit of a wipe. Okay, there you go. Oh boy, what a fun one! Now this is what the stream should have looked like from the beginning, without the London fog that I had. I've been watching a lot of TikToks as of late, and my favorite trend is asking about why British people have a certain characteristic when it comes to their house, right? So it's asking, oh, why do British people have this in front of their house? And then it talks about it cuts to like a horse with like mango teeth, or it cuts to maybe a fish with again mango teeth, and in a very stereotypically British voice, it goes, "Oi, well at least our schools," and it goes off to name the stereotype of the fact that our schools require bulletproof vests as the part of the required materials list, which is not true. That's not even remotely true. Hey, Sean, what's up, dog? Is this where the cool magic people are? Yeah, yeah, it is. It is where the cool magic people are. I wish that I could touch you and prove that. But it's good to see you here, as I was on your stream, right? I see that you stream with definitely more quality than these streams that are being done on my phone, for the simple fact that I don't want to set up the whole thing, right? I could potentially set up the stream with a nice camera and the table, and then have a sides, but why would I, honestly? I don't want to do that. My laptop is also pretty compromised. I don't want to move it because I decided to plug a Five Below USB hub to the laptop, which blew up my hard drive, and therefore I don't want to touch it. Right now, it's living vicariously over there, precariously rather, and I don't want to touch it, because if I move it the wrong way, it might actually blow up. And with this face, I really can't call the police and say, "Hey, something blew up in my house," because they're gonna go, "Oh, yeah, that's expected. That's expected." But that's because I'm a professional. Take notes, people. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm the opposite of a professional. Look at my abode. I mean, is there a modicum of professionalism here? Right? There's no care as to the background. I have rubbing alcohol. I have an uncleaned thing of water that I try to drink from. It's quite the struggle here. My shoes, headphones. There's no production value here, but I think the production value comes from this right here. You see this? This is where I think the production value lies, in the words, the cleverly chosen words that are coming out of my mouth hole. You're so hot, the fog will come back. Well, maybe if I stick that phone back into my dirty, disgusting pocket enough, it might attract the same grease that was in the pocket, and subsequently lead me to having a dirty camera. But we're here. Welcome. Welcome to the live stream, my friends. It's a Thursday. It's in April, right? So we're in the, what do you call this? What is the best month of the year? And obviously, I'm biased because I was born in April. I shot out of my mother's vagina in April, and it's a good month. I think April is a very common month to shoot out babies. For some reason, 9 months prior, parents tend to hook up. It's kind of a disgusting thing when you celebrate your birth because you are essentially celebrating 9 months prior to the day where your parents had sex, which is a gross thing that I guess humans do. But here we are. Here we are, my friends. We have a couple things to talk about. I've put a couple videos out on the YouTube sphere, right? One is a tutorial. The other one is more of a commentary video to draw attention to a magic blog that I think is very underappreciated, especially if you're a true virgin with magic. If you're somebody that really appreciates magic and mentalism, I just wanted to put a little bit of attention on that blog. Even notice how I say a little bit of attention because Lord knows this channel's a sinking ship, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm still the captain of the ship, and I'm gonna stay on the sinking ship till it sinks, and there's no saving it. But I wanted to put a little bit of attention on that blog because I think it's a wonderful blog. I was put on that blog by Turner, Peter Turner of tattoo fame, not mentalism fame, tattoo fame. And he put me on that, reading it because it's great. I mean, the guy really knows what he's talking about. It's not like he's getting information out of his ass. He's really direct when it comes to his advice, and especially when it comes to his reviews. He does it in a way that's a little bit different. He doesn't just review the products, he improves on the products. And I think that it's well worth your time if you are looking for some tips when it comes to mentalism. Big Hand says it's all Biden's fault. Oh, I don't know if that's the case because Biden right now is in my kitchen. MAGA Joe Biden protecting my kitchen. I have a large cardboard cutout that used to be here, right there in the background of my videos, but I moved it to the kitchen to scare anyone that decides to make the mistake of entering my kitchen. Opening day for baseball, yeah. I think I went to one game last year, and I didn't get drunk enough to enjoy it. That's the thing about baseball. You got to be a little bit trashed, a little bit hammered to enjoy it. There's a lot of repetition, and especially here when it comes to my team, which is the Miami Marlins. Used to be the Florida Marlins, but the Miami Marlins. The audience isn't really, they don't have a massive audience. So there's not that engagement in other bigger teams where you go there and you're going to have a great time. Everyone's popping off. You're not going to get that. So you're really left to your own vices in order to enjoy the game. Do you have any tattoos? Says Hene. Yeah, I've gotten a bunch of ones recently. I think that's been on my Instagram as well as some videos. You could see this one, right? I've mentioned this one many times. I just got this one in England maybe 2 months ago, right? Along with a real tattoo, right? Look at that. You can see the tan line there, which is kind of atrocious, but that's what happens when you live in the glorious city of Miami, Florida. And oh, it's raining. Okay, I thought somebody was knocking on the window, and I'm like, is this it? Is this when I get my sweet surrender? Wow, all it took was just waiting this long. And I have a meaningful tattoo right here. And then I have another tattoo right here. Another tattoo. That might be one of my favorite ones. I think if I were to quantify which ones are my favorites, it's this one and it's this one, right? So a real tattoo and another tattoo. I don't know which one else to get, if they get another. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of tattoos. I think that the whole culture is a little bit overdone, right? I get it. Yes, the skull on your shoulder represents your love for your grandmother. All right, we've all been there. Oh, the feather on your wrist is it's the bird, right? The bird which flies and it makes you feel good when you see it. It's overrated. Right. So this is kind of what that is. It's kind of my take on tattoos. If I'm going to get them, they're going to be extraordinarily self-referential, right? Like here, obviously, it's another tattoo. So that's the type of tattoos that I enjoy. If you have any suggestions for what my new ones should be, let me know. Let me know. I'm always interested in coming up with other terrible ways to maim my body permanently for the sake of a joke. And I think I've done that pretty well so far. So if you have any ideas, I've tried to come up with some, but I think my limit is another tattoo. That might be my limit of creativity, which actually I stole from a friend of mine. So this is really one that I came up with, meaningful tattoo. But we'll see. Haha, I get tattoos because I think they look cool. Also, they make me feel good about myself. See, that's a great one. I appreciate that. right? That is the honesty that I like. They make you feel good about yourself, right? They look good. Maybe they're something artistic or aesthetic. But I think too much. It's like with magicians. Let's be honest. It's with magicians, right? You have this whole. It's too much, and I explained this in the concept of virginity, which I'm considering to use as my dissertation. The concept of virginity, because every single art form that we have, every single thing that could be considered an art has a virginity component, which is too much of it. You need to have enough of the art and enough of yourself where you don't lose yourself, where you still have this part of yourself, right? Where you're still an individual and yet you still have your love for the art. Too many magicians just have this. There's no this, right? So I think that's the problem with tattoos. That tattoos, the majority of the population of people that are tattoo heads are this. They're just that, right? They just have these meaningless things, and that is representative of themselves. Whereas you need to have something else. You need to have something else that's separate, and then you combine those, and you have the people that stand out and make a name. Dang it, you got to hit the gym. Just saying. I mean, I've been hitting the gym, right? If you look at a video of me from maybe a year ago, you would see that I was quite rotund, and now I am I'm fit. I'm not what you would say shredded per se because my diet is still pretty rough. I try to control my diet to be honest, but sometimes it gets a little bit hard when it comes to enjoying the liquor. But it's definitely an improvement. It's definitely an improvement. And yes, I'm on my tippy toes right now to show the whole body transformation. But it's definitely an improvement from last year where I was a little meatball, especially wearing the same shirt. Wearing the same exact shirt, I look like an absolute ball of lard. And I never want to get to that point again because looking at myself there, I looked pretty terrible. And I remember holding this microphone outside of a restaurant while doing a live stream and looking like a little ball of what I was, which is what was I eating then? Pizza, a lot of pizza, a lot of Taco Bell, right? And I looked like that. And I don't want to get to that point again. I got a barcode on my forearm, numbers being childhood address and zip codes because I was bored waiting for a friend getting a tat. That's funny. I like that. What I was going to do, and I think I mentioned this from a previous live stream, is what I wanted to do was I wanted to get like a date tattooed on my body. And then when people ask me, oh, what's that date? I say, oh, it's the date that I got that tattoo. You see that? That's kind of funny. I like that. But I figured it's like that's the equivalent of taking out your deck of cards, right? Like that's the equivalent of me busting out my playing cards and then hoping somebody goes, oh, playing cards? You must be a magician. Show me something. That's what that would be if I got that. But I think that that's a funny bit, right? Oh, it's the date that I got that tattoo. Let's see. How about bare knuckle boxing? Where's the virginity in that? Again, too much. I think you could still have virginity in what would be considered a stereotypically manly thing like bare knuckle boxing because you don't have this component. If your entire life is enveloped by bare knuckle boxing, right? Whereas that's you, your whole entity is this, that's virginity. For me, I see it all the time with cigars and the snobbery of cigars and even with like music. Look at music on if you look at TikTok, right? You look at somebody singing and then you look at fucking the comments and they're like, "Oh my god, the harmony here is great." It's like don't use jargon to lay people. That's virginity if you use the jargon assuming that they're supposed to know that. I think that there's some component to that. So that's kind of what I'm getting when it comes to the idea of virginity. So even something manly and aggressive like bare knuckle boxing could still have some semblance of virginity to it. My idea was way better, bro. Daniel sent me a video of Dua Lipa saying, "Hey, look, somebody got worse tattoos than you did," and not realizing that those were lies. Daniel, that was a parody video. Dua Lipa does not have a picture of a rotund Mexican man on her back. That's a joke. That's not a real thing. But you sent me the video with absolutely no awareness to the fact that it was a joke video. You go, oh, hey, man, what's the other one that you did that with? You did that with something else, and it really annoyed me where you're like, dude, can you believe this? And I'm like, that is a parody website. That's not a real website. It's like it's the equivalent of sending me an onion, like The Onion, and saying, dude, could you believe this? No, I cannot believe that because it's not real. So my glasses are also dirty. That might be why the screen looks dirty to me. That's a good tattoo. In war, when it's hard to tell who you are, I recommend it. Okay, sorry, I kind of read that like a complete troglodyte. Somebody said, "How long is your hair?" I'm not sure, but it's quite long there. Look at that. Not as long as my dick, but it's getting there. Right, this is I believe the longest strand goes almost to my nipple. I think I have longer strands, as a matter of fact. I haven't even gotten it. You're supposed to get it um, like touched up. Like you're supposed to get it chopped off the edges because they're dead, essentially. I don't do that. Why do that? The only thing I do is I kind of give myself a dick haircut, right? Give myself a taper, and that's about it when it comes to my hair. Because I'm not gonna pay a guy. It's like $50 to get a haircut now. It's not the way it used to, especially here in Miami, where everybody's a fuck boy, and the haircut industry is massive. It's very expensive to get a haircut. I'm not about to get a haircut every month, so I just do it myself. Right, give myself the basic cleanup, little fade, right, touch up the face, which I might do later today. I don't know how it is in other places. Probably cheaper, but here everything's unnecessarily expensive. Daniel says, "I'm gonna send you a thick onion thought." That's another thing you do, Daniel, that upsets me. I should turn this into the things Daniel does that upset me stream. But you'll send me like a picture of a very attractive woman, right, on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, wow, do you know her? No, it's just a thought I saw. Why send me a picture of a woman when you don't know the person? Like, I don't understand what you think that that's going to do. Am I going to go, oh, thank you, man? What am I going to do with that? I'm not going to do anything with that information. So if you're going to send me a picture of a woman, send me a picture, right, of someone that you know, someone that maybe is part of your circle of cohorts, not a fucking random thought you saw online. What am I going to do with that, right? It's like an Amber Alert. What am I going to do with an Amber Alert? You send me it. Okay, now I know to look for a Mitsubishi, a silver Mitsubishi, right? Am I supposed to put on my Batman cape and look for the fucking Lancer? No, I'm not going to do that. So what am I supposed to do with this information? I'm going to look at it and go, oh shit, another one. Or this is fucking annoying because I want to opt out of this. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. Let's see this one. TikTok is better than a YouTube tat. I don't know what you mean by that. YouTube tat. You need to explain yourself better. Why don't you play with hairstyles like twin tails or braid? Because I'm not Bad Bunny. That's a very Puerto Rican thing to do. I'm not Puerto Rican or Dominican. I'm a Cuban man, right? Arabic, as a matter of fact. So me having long hair is pretty bad enough to my Arab side. I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, yeah, this is haram. But as far as the Cuban side, I'm not gonna get like pigtails. That's like Bad Bunny. That's like a reggaeton artist thing. I'm a magician. I'm not a cool reggaeton artist. I can't pull that up. Married guys are sad and thirsty. Yeah. Are you referring to Daniel being married and thirsty? But I'm afraid to see your explore feed, Daniel. That's another one. Or if you scroll up on your explore feed, or if I click on your search and see the people that you've searched, that's another one that I'm afraid to see. And if it's empty, if it's nothing there, I know that somebody, you don't want people to see who you've searched, which is worse, arguably worse. It's like having no internet history. Like if you have no internet history, I know you've been looking for some deep, dark shit. Like for me, I'm not going to leave my CBT, my cockball torture pornography on my history. So I'm going to delete that in case I pass away and now somebody has to look through my laptop and stuff. I'm going to be dead, so I don't care. But I still want to have some semblance of normalcy for anybody looking through my shit. I'm married and I can attest that I'm in fact sad and dehydrated. And you're a magician, which is key, by the way, because I've mentioned this many times. Oh, PigCake. Oh, I'm married. I'm a magician. How do you? You're supposed to tell them that you're a magician after the marriage, right? So after you get through the whole process, they're not going to divorce you. They're not going to go through the whole litigation and the whole paperwork to divorce you once you're married. So that's when you should tell them that you're a magician. But if you do it before, you're playing on thin ice. Wait, it's not Wednesday or Sunday? I know. I had a structure for these streams, right? Then I went to England and it kind of shat on everything. But I had a structure Wednesdays and Sundays. I would do streams. Now I just do them sporadically. I just do them at a whim, right? And use them, as I've said before, as therapy almost. As you guys are my psychologists essentially, and I just rant and ramble on things. Like for example, I almost got an uppercut by a homeless man. This guy approaches me just now. I was on a little walk. This is my walking attire, right? This is what I walk in the city of Miami. So if you ever are here and you happen to see a short Arab Cuban man walking in swim trunks and well, a wife beater. This is not a wife beater, technically, but a tank top with a pig cake on it. That's obviously me. But this homeless man approaches me, and this guy's wearing a helmet, by the way, which is just hysterical because he's walking, but he has a helmet, and he goes, "Hey, where are you from?" And I go, "What? Where am I from?" And then he starts speaking in gibberish. I don't know what he was saying, but he just started speaking gibberish and pointing at me, and I go, "What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about?" And then he goes and he starts pointing at my stuff, and then he's like gonna give me an elbow, right? And I'm not flinching because if he gives me an elbow, I'm like, this is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for this, right? There's cameras there, so they could clearly see that he's hitting me first. And then he's a crazy homeless guy, so I could do technically anything. I could give him an attitude adjustment. I could give him a Goldberg spear. But he feigns an elbow on me, and then he just stops short and then keeps walking and saying crazy shit. But I don't know what he was saying because the first sentence he told me was legible. It was very understandable. He goes, "Where are you from?" And I go, "Oh, I don't know. Are you asking me where I'm from?" And then he started speaking gibberish. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should have figured out that you're crazy from the fact that you're walking around wearing a bicycle helmet. But then when he almost hit me with a good old almost dusty road elbow, that's when I knew that he was a crazy man. But that story would have been way better had he actually gone through with the hit. Because at that point, I would have just treated that dude like Mortal Kombat. I would have been trying combos on his ass, just like, oh shit, let me get the high score, power bomb, right? So that would have been a fun event. But no, unfortunately, it ended with him just walking away and screaming shit at I think his reflection. It was weird though. It was weird because he went from speaking legible, "Where are you from?" to literally tongues, gibberish, like nothing. So that was kind of odd. Buzz, that's funny. You got to be there. May have been making a TikTok vid. What if we don't exist and you're just talking to a wall with a potatoes microphone? That's always been one of my fears, by the way, that we're just living in this weird simulation. And when you wake up when you die, and it turns out you've just been like, I don't know, in a parking lot having a seizure, and your entire life has been a farce, right? Maybe that could be one solution, or just nothing, right? You just pass away and nothing happens, which is the alternative spewed by militant atheists. I mean, technically, that's still assault. I mean, yeah, but if he hits me, right? So I guess here he would have to hit me first, and I'd have to have probable cause as to how I'm defending myself. I mean, I'm assuming that he's gonna hit me with like a homeless elbow. Like it's gonna hurt, but it's not gonna kill me. It's not gonna knock me out. So then I could say, oh, he hit me, so I had to defend myself with reasonable force. And for me, reasonable force is hitting him with a Brock Lesnar F5, right? So that would have been a fun viral video. But instead, he cut short, and then he walked away and started saying crazy shit. But I'm going to get robbed one day because I'm too nice when it comes to people asking me stuff. I get trapped all the time with those young, attractive thoughts of age when they are doing the things where they have the clipboard, right? And they wave at you. And I go, hey, what's up, honey? Oh, how do you have a second to talk about nature? No, I'm sorry. You almost got me. You almost got me. And I walk away. So I'm very gullible when it comes to that. So when the homeless guy approaches me, right, I'm like, oh, hey, what do you want? Like, what's going on? What are you asking? So I should have just ignored it and walked away. Same thing with like cars. I don't know how many times people have waved at me from cars, and I go, huh? Yeah, what's going on? What do you need? Directions? You know, I think I'm too nice when it comes to that, and that's gonna get me killed. You clip this for when I inevitably get shot by someone or taken or kidnapped, and it's because of my retardation. It's because I assume the best in people, and I don't realize no, you can't do that because people will take advantage of you. Just cue up that previous live stream when I was talking about getting scammed. I think that might have been a ham radio, as a matter of fact, when I got scammed by a couple Arabic mans trying to sell me fake gold. And it turns out they were just doing a standard bait and switch scam. Oh no, just take me to a gas station and pay for my gas, and we'll give you this real gold. That I got myself in that situation because I approached the car and I said, "Hey, how can I help you guys?" So I need to stop doing that. Ooh, let's see. He was just feeling the Holy Spirit. If by Holy Spirit you mean probably crack, then yes. Hit him with the sweet chin music. I don't know if I'm that flexible. And also, everybody's taller than me, right? Everybody's substantially taller than me. So I can't really hit him. Because imagine if it's like a normal heighted individual, I would have to kick up here, right? I would have to kick up here. I'm not going to try one. I was going to try one now, but I've realized I don't want to embarrass myself on camera and then have that permanently there on the internet forevermore of me attempting a sweet chin music, and I could barely hit this, right? This black ice air freshener, which is a gag that you have a car air freshener. I don't know how many times I have to reiterate that, so it's not put in a compilation video sent to my potential employers. I just have to make that clear. I was told you could pick up ladies by putting a potato in your pants. No, I would say potato is a little bit too chode-like. I don't think girls enjoy the idea of chodes. Maybe a carrot, maybe a long yet slender penis. Didn't work, but I think they meant the front of your pants, not the back. See, you got me. You threw the bait and you reeled me in. And me being an idiot fish, I caught the little bait. I caught the little bait, Magic Buzz. It's Florida. If he hit you, you could have killed him and it would have been justifiable. That is true. That is true. I could have been defending myself to a reasonable cause, and a reasonable cause would have been tombstoning him, giving him a tombstone pile driver on the concrete, thus ending his existence. And that would have been held up in court. The judge would have been like, wait, so he hit you with an elbow and you hit him with a tombstone pile driver and now he's dead? Yeah. All right, you're good. You're good. No time. Time served. Let's see, dude, you should have made the homeless dude a sandwich. You know, I've turned around on homeless dudes. I've mentioned this before. I used to be very nice when it came to being approached by the homeless. I would give whatever's in my wallet, right? And it doesn't matter. I've given out 20, I've given out 60, I've given out however much money. I almost had a stroke there. I've had in my wallet. I would give out to anybody that would ask because, you know, obviously you feel bad, you know, position of privilege, and you don't want to. They need the money more than you do, right? But then you realize they're just perpetuating their lifestyle that got them to that point. And yes, I know certain individuals were put in that position, right? And it was beyond their control. And it's sad when that happens. But the ones that I've interacted with here are crackheads. So you kind of stop feeling bad for them. So I've turned around 100% on my helping of the homeless. Where now if they ask me, I don't got time. I'm sorry. Like, I'm good. I'm good, buddy. But in this case, I was like, oh, shit, let me see what this guy's going to ask me. This man with a bicycle helmet, even though he has no bicycle. And it turns out that he was just saying crazy, cracked out stuff. And maybe he was reliving a Dusty Rhodes match in his head where he was going to hit me with the Dusty elbow. But that didn't happen. It ended up just being a non-event. I hear Jackie Chan teaches Kung Fu. If you end up doing Ninja 3, those people will probably accuse you of cultural appropriation. Probably, right? Probably. Or they say, oh, this is the worst. They'll buy the project. And then they'll complain about it and say, this is the worst thing. I can't believe you guys took him. This is disgusting. You're enabling this individual. Enabling what? Look at me. Enabling what? Look at this guy, right? I'm harmless. Look at this, right? I'm wearing pineapple shorts. Right, your boy's out here in a PigCake tank top. All right, I got anime jewelry on. You think I'm going to Magic Live, by the way. I'm going to Magic Live. So I'm not going to Magic Live. Unless I sneak in, right? But I'm going to Vegas in May. So if you're going to Vegas in May, come and say hello. I'll be around the premises. I'll be around the strip. One place I do want to go to again is Heart Attack Grill in Vegas, so I might go there, which is the opposite of the Strip. I forgot what the name of that street is, but it's like it's the equivalent of Bourbon Street in New Orleans, but in Vegas. I forgot the name of it, but I went there last time. I went to Vegas, but I'll be there. I'll be there. So if you're gonna go to Magic Live, don't be a stranger. Say hi, say hello. When I was in Blackpool, I got approached probably 100 times, and I was very grateful to that. Same thing with Magic Live. If you happen to be a fan, if you happen to enjoy this sort of stuff, don't be a stranger. Come by. We'll have a whole conversation about virginity, and then we'll awkwardly part ways when the conversation inevitably turns to, I don't know, females or something. I'll just be like, oh, yucky. No, I don't know anything about that. And then I'll just run away from you. But I'm going to be going to Magic Live, so that's going to be a fun time. Unfortunately, all the tickets are sold out. I don't understand how you could price the tickets at $455 and they're sold out. My goodness. We should do a convention. I know that I've had cursory conversations with Daniel about doing a convention in Miami, which would be, by the way, a beautiful city. Look at where all the conventions are, all the major conventions. You got Columbus, Ohio for Magi Fest. Garbage, gutter, trash. Blackpool, England. Garbage, gutter, trash. Las Vegas, Nevada, really? Cliche. Garbage, gutter, trash. Miami would be a beautiful city. It would be a wonderfully nice beaches. You got bitches, beaches. You got the whole thing, right? We should do a magic convention here instead of having it in a desert somewhere or in an alleyway in Columbus, Ohio. I don't understand that. Maybe it's cheaper over there. This was not notified. Hey there, Pig, Munity, and Piggy. Hey there. Hey there, Manel. Good to see you. Good to know that YouTube is out here repressing the man, right? I saw Meester. Meester. I saw Mr. Beast video the other day where he goes, people should stop blaming the algorithm and stop blaming YouTube. They should make better content and stop complaining that the algorithm is holding them down. And then I get DMs and then I get emails from people going, hey man, why is it that I keep not getting notified for your live streams? Why is it that every time you post a video, I don't see it in my sub box? Why is it that YouTube is saying that your channel is kids only and I can't notify myself? What's going on here? So then I have that aspect, right? So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. And notice I look at my analytics, which is kind of funny, and you see the wave, right? So it's like an initial kind of like a bump, and then it's not even this, and then this. It's a bump, it goes up, and then it just goes down. It just goes down all the way when it comes to views and stuff. So I find that little thing funny. That it's the equivalent of Shikra. If you've ever been to Tampa Bay, Florida, to Busch Gardens, there's a roller coaster called Shikra, which goes up and then at a 90-degree decline, it drops down. That's what my analytics looks like when it comes to my YouTube videos. It's always fun to look at. There's a Bourbon Street close to me, most popular bar in the area. But what's the one in Vegas? There's one in Vegas that's a street that's it's not Canal, that's in New York. Maybe it might be Canal. But there's a street, Fremont, I think is the name of it. And it's like opposite of the Strip, a couple miles down, and it's trash. It's Fremont Street. Just remembered. Let's see. I don't know why I'm out of breath, by the way. That's not a good sign. Miami's better than Blackpool. Yeah, for sure. They're not even in the same comparison. Sean says, I love books. I don't know. I try to get into them, but then I keep getting distracted by stuff. So then I tried audiobooks, and then that's still not helping. So I don't know. I know that I need to nourish myself and nourish my brain with something other than TikTok and CBT pornography. So I try to get into certain books, but I can't. I never get your notifications, even though I click the bell to get all of them. Look at that. Thank you. Another bit to add to the evidence pile that your boy's being held down by the man, or in this case, by the woman, known as Susan Wojcinski. Big Hand says, I got notified. Okay, so you're one. So far we have 3-1, or 2-1. I was saying you should make him a card sandwich. It's the first recommendation video for you on the right. Oh, okay, I can't see it. Is this the what I okay, I don't even know which. This is my right. So I imagine that it would be here to you. So over here is a sandwich trick. That's kind of a shitty recommendation. Even though every time somebody says, oh, or I get to the point where I tell people what it is that I do, and it inevitably gets to a YouTube channel. One of the first videos that I show them is the dumpster video, where I go dumpster diving for playing cards. And the response has universally been, what's wrong with you? Like, are you okay? So that's the one of the funny bits, I guess. Fremont is in downtown Las Vegas. Magic Fergie says, get your name tattooed on your ass and use it as a bar bet. I bet you have your name tattooed on my ass. Yeah, but the problem with that is that by the time they get that, so they'll look, you could see this one, you could see another tattoo, you could see meaningful tattoos, so you could see them, right? So they'll probably anticipate that. So maybe I have to think of something that would cut that off and beat them to the punch. Maybe it says, I could twist it, right, semantically, and figure out a different way to do that. But if they see these, they'll figure out the game immediately, and they'll go, oh, you just probably have the words your name written on your ass, right? So I don't know about that. How's the quality of the tank top? It's good. I mean, I wash it every time I wear it, right? My next door neighbor's dog, unfortunately, I had to take care of it, and it ripped my favorite tank tops, which is this one, and another one, which I regret not buying the entire lot of. This is my favorite tank top of all time, and unfortunately, I have not found another version of it, and it's a Budweiser tank top. And the same dumb dog decided to rip a hole in it because I made the mistake of being a good neighbor and taking care of the dog while my neighbor was away. So he ripped a hole in my favorite tank tops, which is this Piggy one and this one, which is a Budweiser. And I've tried to look for it everywhere, and I haven't found it, which is kind of a shame. But I ripped a hole in it, which doesn't make me happy. Same thing with this one. But I've washed it often, and that's what it turns into. So it's not bad. The other one, which is I think a higher quality. Funny enough, the one that I have, which is the highest quality in terms of tank tops that I sell, is the one that says "Show up in my dick top," which is in the bottom of the pile. I'm not about to grab that one, but that's the highest quality tank top that I have, which is the least selling tank top that I have. So let's just think about that. I always get notified. Maybe try and turn the notifications on and off. Like it's a computer, you gotta boot it, right? You gotta boot it on, and boot it off. Manel says, I don't like tortura de pao e bolas. I don't recommend. I don't either. That's a running joke that I have. I don't actually like CBT porn. However, I've seen it, and it's odd. It's definitely odd. You should do it once. It's like Mecca, right? You have to, I guess, if you're a Muslim man. But I treat my Mecca as you need to look at a CBT at least once in your life and go, why do these people exist? Mayo Cardite. That sounds like a next trick on Magic Stream, to be honest, Magic Buzz. They don't make any money off of you pigs. That's why you aren't kept high on the list to push. Maybe it's because of shitty content. It could be that too, right? It could be that my videos aren't necessarily great, even though I think they're great. The last one that I did was a fun one. It was that trick based on that idea of pulling the ink off. And funny enough, I thought of a different way to do it. If you have a tattoo, you could do the same thing, right? So this is I was gonna have maybe a side video about this. I don't know where my thumb tip is. It might be over there. But you could do the same thing with a tattoo. If you have a tattoo like here or somewhere where you have it like in the crux of maybe your elbow, you could get the thumb tip with the string. You have to watch the video, by the way, for this to make sense. But you're essentially pulling the ink from a card. You could do the same thing with your tattoo. So you would have to, you show the tat. Sorry, you show the tat. I forget this is a directional microphone. And then you put the thumb tip in the crux of your elbow. And then you would pull the string. And it looks like you're pulling the ink from your tat. And then you would put the string back into the thumb tip, squeeze it in there, and then show the tattoo to be back. So that's just another idea with that concept if you haven't seen that video already. But I thought that was a good one, right? And that video I think was underappreciated in terms of analytics, but I don't care. It's still a good one for those of you guys that watched it. But that was an alternative idea that I had with it after playing around with it for a bit. But if you have some ink, which unfortunately I'm a man who's tarnished my body with jokes, you could do that too. Again, if you have a good idea for a tat, I'll consider it. I'm thinking of giving myself a present for my upcoming birthday, or maybe a past. You never know. You never know. I don't want to divulge that actual date, but I want to treat myself maybe to a tat, and I'm considering ideas. So why not leave it out to the PigCake community in terms of giving me good ideas for tats that are with the same joke variety of another tattoo, meaningful tattoo, a real tattoo. So within that sort of realm. Let's see. I try to make a fake account called Cowpie just to fuck with you, but unfortunately YouTube wants my number for security. Yeah, that's the other one too, which I don't get. Right? Yesterday I log on to my Instagram and it says, "Oh, we need your birthday." No, I'm not gonna give you my fucking birthday. No, but we need your birthday to verify your identity. No, don't fucking. Why do you need that? Why do you need that? I remember Facebook needed a profile picture of me. This was before I showed my face. For Facebook, they needed fucking like a picture of my face. Like, what is this? Like, what are you trying to get from me, dog? Like, no, I don't want to give you that, motherfucker. Provide a government ID. I get a tattoo of a cowboy sucking into his own dick while transforming into a lion. You know, I think that's indicative of some other issues that you might want to address, Boulder guy. Boulder Bro, sorry, Boulder Bro 999. That might be indicative of certain things that you might need to take care of. But that trick was good. I uploaded it maybe yesterday, I think, if my memory serves me right, which is pulling the ink from a card. Very simple to do. All you need is some electric tape. And I remember seeing that idea many, many times. Obviously, I think Williamson is the one that has the most similar thing where he actually pulls the ink from the card and the card is just dangling there. And it's this wonderful little bit where he's taking the ink that way. Everyone else has played with fucking ink throughout the years. I mean, God knows. Richard Sanders, the little stick man, Jay Sankey, a bunch of Canadian magicians, essentially, have all pulled together to come up with different ways to manipulate ink on surfaces, and that's just a fun way to do it. And all it requires is just a thumb tip and some electric tape, and it really does look good. You could cut it. Somebody in the comments mentioned cutting the strip in half so it looks less thick, right? Because electric tape is a little bit difficult to deal with, but it does stick together well. So if you want, you could just cut the length in half and then twirl that, and that would be your way of making it look like you're pulling the ink from the card. And of course, the other one that I've mentioned previously in the stream is the blog, the Mind Oracle, right? The Mind Oracle. And I was following the Mind Oracle, aka David, and it's not Magic Orthodoxy before you jump to that conclusion. But I've been following his reviews on the Magic Cafe, and they had a lot of drama when he was posting reviews that would insinuate methods, right? They weren't even going out over methods. He would be very, what do you call this? Very clever with his ways to go around actually mentioning certain methods. And yet they still said, no, this is exposure. This is exposure. So they would censor his reviews. So he said, fuck it, I'm going to start my own blog. And his blog has been one of my favorite things to look forward to when he writes articles. Especially when it comes to the reviews. I think the reviews are very well detailed. And I mentioned this in the video, but if you're anybody that's remotely interested in mentalism, read it, and it's not going to be a waste of time. I think they're all great. There hasn't been one article that's been mid. They've all been knockouts, and he's killed it out of the park. And his writing style is hysterical because the way he writes is, man, he just has ways of cutting you in so many ways that you don't even realize. You're getting the equivalent is like a Dragon Ball Z fight where you're just getting punched 100 times in a second, and you're not realizing, oh shit, all right, my innards are gone because of the wave of punches that are just coming at myself. So I just wanted to bring some attention to that. That was, what review was that one? I think I called it the Batman. I called it the Batman of mentalism. Right? Because it is like the Batman. He's hiding in the fucking shadows. The guy's just there literally in the shadows. And if you say something wrong, if you fuck up, if you stumble on your words, he just comes out like this. And you just see half his body. But you know, with hiding in the fucking shadows is a knockout. It's going to be something that's going to change your life in regards to what you think, right? And many magicians have tried to battle him when it comes to logic and wit. But he just comes out. He's the equivalent of a homeless guy elbowing you and then you grabbing that homeless man and smashing him on the sidewalk. That's a callback to earlier. So if you weren't watching the stream, I'm not just rambling incoherently. I'm making a reference to something that took place. So that's the equivalent. It's overkill. He comes at you too hard. But I think he still teaches you a very valuable lesson when it comes to crediting, when it comes to, the art of mentalism, when it comes to certain little bits and bobs and meaningful magic, and actually making it that's not just a sales pitch, not just putting something out just to get a quick buck, but putting stuff out there that actually is meaningful and is worthwhile. So definitely worth your time to read. The Mind Oracle, it's what it's called. It was a tat I saw a few weeks ago, and I couldn't stop laughing at it. That's hysterical. The other one that I was considering, by the way, is a tattoo, like a paragraph that says, seriously, you should stop getting tattoos that are self-referential tattoos because it's becoming a problem. And then that would be the tattoo, right? I think that would be a funny paragraph to have. Maybe put that on my bicep. A magic tattoo. That's rough, I gotta say. Anything related to magic, I'm not gonna put on my body, right? I'm not gonna put like your card. Hey, look, I got your card on my bicep. So name a card. Name a card. Believe it or not, I actually got your card tattooed on my body. See, look, it says your card right there. You want to shower? You want to do something together? No? No? Okay. I understand. No, I'm not gonna get a playing card, right? A fucking ace of spades on my inner finger, right? You could be part of the three, by the way. I know there's a 52 that have the cards on their fucking shit, but you could be part of the three. The three meaning the three people on the planet that have hashtag virgin on their ankles, and I think Turner got it on his arm. Nathan Abraxas got it on his leg, and I got it right on my fucking ankle bone. Thank you, Peter. So you could be part of the three, right? Join the three if you want to be part of our ever-growing community and get hashtag virgin somewhere on your body. And you could join the illustrious group of me, Nathan Lindley, and Peter Turner. Such an illustrious group of individuals. You could be one of us, although there might be a problem because if we're the three, right, then if we get other members, now I have to change the name to whatever the number of people that show me that they got hashtag virgin on themselves. I don't want to keep track of that. Just like the 52. Are there really 52? I feel like there are more. I've seen way more many. I think I'm dying slowly. This might be my it. I've seen many more magicians with that hanging out with the people that are part of that group. So then what's the limit? It's not really 52, is it? So I don't know. But so far it's three. You could be part of the three and have fucking hashtag virgin on your body. Feels like old internet. I love that. David is awesome. He sort of reminded me of the Jerks when I first saw him. Yeah. That's exactly what the vibe was about that. Because it's again, magic blogs are few and far between that are good. There are so many magic blogs and so many magic like podcasts, and you find yourself listening to them, and it's monotonous. But then you look at someone like David, you look at someone like Andy from the Jerks, and it's like, oh shit, this is making me feel stuff in my body that I haven't felt before. This is what I want, right? So that's why I recommend it, because it's such a good read, and it's very hidden. It's not anything that's pushed out. He doesn't have social media. He doesn't push it out in the Magic Cafe. So the only way that you would have known about it is if you would have seen it referenced on forums, or if you already followed him. I mean, that's kind of a niche audience. So hopefully, at least with the views that video got, I want more people to watch it and send love his way, because he definitely deserves it. Things I hate: tattoos, irony, lists. Fuck, that's good. That's good. I might consider that. Things I hate, like a things I hate list: tattoos, irony, lists. Shit. Let me screenshot that. That's good. That might be it. Let me where the oh boy. Thank you. Okay, so I screenshotted that. Tattoos, ironies, irony lists. I love that. Sean, look at that. Look at that, boy. That's a great idea. That's a 10 out of 10. That's a banger. That's I'm trying to compare it to who did I recently see that I fell in love with? Jasmine from Aladdin. the actress that played her. I think I saw her doing another role, and I'm like, um, I would do anything for that. I would give up anything. Just give me, let me just grab a hair. Let me just grab a hair. Simp? Oh, Piggy, you're being a simp? Yes. Yes, I'm being a simp. But that's the equivalent of that. So thank you, Sean. I might just steal that one. Oh, let's see. Honestly, considering the joining the four, I'm just lacking Las Bolas. To be honest, they do suck a little bit, but I mean, I'm kind of a pussy to be honest when it comes to needles and stuff. I don't like injections. This one, it was all right. These felt like a massage, man. Honestly, these were not bad at all. I would get these done anytime. They didn't hurt or even cause any sort of discomfort or pain, really. The O sucked for this one. And then this one, it kind of sucked because she went over it a couple times. The fucking the ankle one was just a nightmare. I don't think I've had anything hurt that much in my entire life. And I know, yes, I'm a giant vagina. I'm a giant vagina. I'm not afraid of saying that, all right? If you're going to take this out of context and maybe put it in a compilation somewhere and go, oh, look, he's even admitting to being a weak man. Yeah, I'm saying it myself, you cunt. But here, you see, that I don't think I've had more pain. Funny enough, all my pain that I've experienced in my life that has been life changing has been in this leg, right? So the vagina that I got as a result of getting hit by a car and the needle that the nurse that didn't seem to know what she was doing shoved in there to, I guess, placate the pain. That hurt. And then number two was getting hashtag virgin tattooed on my ankle bone by the wonderful auspices of Peter Turner. So I have to thank him both for giving me the things that hurt the most. At least give me the second thing that hurt the most. So yeah, Manel, it depends on where you get it. But if you get it up, if you get hashtag, don't get hashtag virgin anywhere that's visible, right? You wouldn't want that where it's visible. But if you are considering joining the tattoo train and joining the three, that is now becoming the four and getting hashtag virgin tattooed somewhere on your body, do it somewhere where they can't see it, right? Do it somewhere where they can't see it. So, Craig Petty has a whole routine with his tattoos. Fuck, that's rough. But you know what? It's his prerogative. I can't knock the guy. Super sweet individual. I can't knock you for taking advantage of the things you've done in yourself. But I can't think. Maybe the Shin Lim one I think is more cringy because it's fuck. It's essentially right, and then you show the Six of Hearts. I don't know if I've done that bit before, but I can't imagine a more cringy thing to do than to vanish a card and have it appear on your skin. Like, all right, dude, thank you for that. Lawrence says, "What's up, Piggy?" Lawrence here. What's up, Lawrence? Luke Lenahan, Magic, says, I hate wrestling. And I do hate wrestling, Luke. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're going on about. I didn't watch WrestleMania, that's for sure. I didn't watch the Raw after, if that's what you're trying to insinuate. I'm not a wrestling fan. I hate wrestling. Anybody that likes wrestling, I immediately hate you. I detest you because you're a virgin, you're a loser. You need to get into stuff that's real. Get into things that actually exist. All right, not fake bullshit wrestling. Okay, Luke. So I don't know what you're talking about there. And stop insinuating that I know more about wrestling than I lead on to know. Okay, because I don't like watching grown men fake fight. So I don't like your implications there, buddy. All right, with your insinuations. And so stop trying to inject adrenaline in my soul. All right, because I don't care about appearances on WrestleMania. I don't care about people jumping companies. I don't care about any of that. So don't make accusations about me with your little fucking comments. That's funny. So Manel says, oh, I know a place where it'll never be seen. It's sad but safe, and it gives meaning to the tattoo. I mean, that makes it sound like it's going to be around your nuts. I don't know if that's what you're getting at here, but that's what it definitely sounds like. Bill Goldberg says, you're next. Thank you for that, Bill Goldberg. I appreciate knowing that I'm next. I don't know what that means, though. If it's supposed to be like, oh, shit, am I next? Because I'm sorry, by the way, I keep looking at the camera. I keep looking at the me, but I want to look at the camera. So I'm going to try to keep looking at the camera because I want to engage with the viewer. I don't want to be the type of person that is engrossed in himself. I want to, be engaged with you guys. I want to be here touching, right? We're all touching. I don't want to be these standard YouTubers. Every time I see a picture and the person's looking at themselves as opposed to the lens, I want to take up revenge on a small, innocent group of school children. I don't want to scare any nearby schools, but look at the lens of the camera. The picture is so much better when you're looking at the lens of the camera and you're there smiling as opposed to doing this, right? Does this look good? No, I'm looking something far off. So KXD says, I'm at work right now. I suggest you don't put me on speaker. That's for sure. Let's see. Let me go back here. Sounds like a math problem. The 3 plus x to the power of 2 over 2x plus x. I can't tell you how much I hate math. But here's the thing. I enjoy math now than I did in school for the simple fact of I don't have the looming fear of having a test fail and my future in question if I get the answer wrong. I could just look it up. Right? No, my goodness, I almost had another stroke there. None of what I do requires any sort of hard math whatsoever. Maybe looking at some statistics every once in a while, right? But that's not aggressively hard math. And I still have night sweats where I wake up and I'm like, oh shit, man, I have homework that I got to do. I don't have any homework. But I still have nightmares. I'm still traumatized by the fact that I had deadlines and due dates and all this stuff. So math now is fun. It's a puzzle. I feel like Chris Ramsey when I solve a math problem. I feel getting a puzzle and solving it. There's a joke in there. I just couldn't think of it fast enough. I think my cognitive decline is becoming more apparent through the years, and I've noticed it now in videos. I would watch you fake fight a group of innocent. Lol, never mind. Well, I guess now that when I mentioned the Vegas thing, I'm going to try my best when I go to Vegas to meet up with Jabrizi. I'm going to do everything in my power to meet up with Jabrizi, whatever that means. I don't know if that's going to be in the context of a video, but my goal when I go to Magic Live in May is to meet up with Jabrizi. And if I appear on his podcast, I think that would be a great thing to do. I think it'll be a fun conversation. I'll probably be demolished. And I'll give him mad props because every single time I see that man posting something online, he's surrounded by the shoddiest of shoddies, the most attractive ladies I've seen. And I don't know, maybe he does it with money. Obviously, he's paying them. I mean, he's not a terrible looking guy. He's not an ugly guy, that's for sure. He's got kind of like a little Nas X vibe to him. He's definitely not unattractive. But those are definitely above his league when it comes to shotties. So I don't know. Or who knows? Maybe he could pull. But my goal is to try to communicate somehow with Jabrizi in person and do it on camera. So that's kind of my goal. I'm saying that here because I'm letting you know. I'm letting you guys know. If I go to Vegas and I meet up with Jabrizi, I would consider that trip to be a success. If I go to Vegas and I don't meet up with Jabrizi, it's a failure. It's a complete bum. It's a bust. I wasted money, time, and effort. So that's kind of what I'm saying when it comes to Vegas in May. But I don't know about content necessarily. Again, it's just a meet up with magicians that I, talk to on occasion. So that's going to be a fun thing. But if you're going to be there, don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. You got mad swing set skills, says Heat Shield. I got mad swing set skills. What's that even mean, dog? Mad swing set skills. I'm trying to see if I've ever had a video of me on a swing set, and I don't think so. I can't think of any video or any form of content where I've been on a swing set. Or maybe are you speaking metaphorically? Like maybe a metaphorical swing set? Okay, let's give you something to rant about. How's the deck? Well, I brought up the deck to my designer yesterday, and he said, oh, we're going to do it by this week. So that's the last update on the deck. Hopefully that could be lead me to a better future update on my deck of playing cards. And an illusionist, I don't know. I'm in limbo. I'm in limbo with illusionist, right? I've had a couple videos that I've made for them that I haven't put up. But I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully I'll have a positive update in the coming weeks, but I'm in limbo. I'm kind of in this weird space, right? Just floating around, existing only as a pig cake. But I want to be a pig X illusionist. That's what I kind of want to delve into. But right now I'm in limbo. So that's my where I'm currently at. Oh, you should have a coin through glass table match. Thank you, Luke. I think that wins the award for the most virginal sentence I've read in the past year. Because the worst part is that I'm sure that there's enough wrestling fan magician crossovers that they're like, oh, how do I mix both of my loves? One is for wrestling and the other one is for magic. How do I combine this? Oh, I know. Maybe what I'll do is that I'll do I'll do an ambitious card routine with fucking wrestling trading cards, right? So look here, you're holding on to John Cena, but if I rub it, you could see that the John Cena disappears. The John Cena's gone because you can't see me. You can't see it. You can't see it because he's now gone. So you can't see it. Thank you. Thank you. Right? I'm trying to think of another wrestling related trick that would be a complete cringe fest, but would be within the realm of possibility to a wrestling fan that happens to be a magician. Right? Maybe, oh, look, I'll elbow drop the deck. And when I elbow drop the deck, a card's going to shoot out of the deck, and it's going to be your card. So they're just looking for excuses to show people that they know how to do an elbow drop, a competent elbow drop, right? That could be another way that you could incorporate the use of your wrestling love and magic. Fuck. Trying to think of another potential wrestling thing. The trading card for sure is just a cheap way. Anytime you have an interest in something, just find cards, right, with that on it and then do tricks with it. And that's like a cheap, easy way of incorporating your other likes into magic. Oh, you like Pokemon? Oh, here, pick a Pokemon card. I'm trying to think with wrestling though, because it has to be physical. And let's be honest, most magicians aren't physical. So what are they really going to do, right? They're going to drop an elbow on a deck of playing cards and what, ruin their hip? Right? Their hip is made out of Dorito dust. You think they're going to be anything other than Dorito dust? Fuck. This is a good exercise though, right? Come up with things that are ridiculous and see if you could come up with methods. I already have like 3 methods for the elbow drop, which could potentially work. So that's fun. But it has to be somewhat physical. And I can't think of very many magicians. Jarek 120, what's used? Flash paper in a Canadian destroyer. I can't believe that guy got a match on Monday Night Raw. I can't believe Jarek 120 got a match on Monday Night Raw. Yes, he was being a jobber. All right. Yes, I'm using jargon, but he was being one of the people that you give to the bigger wrestlers to beat, right? But you know what? He ended up on TV, so good for him. It got him somewhere. Although I don't think anybody would ever top the cringe that is making a documentary about yourself and you have a challenge in a documentary that you fail within 2 weeks. You have a year challenge. The whole documentary, the structure is based around the concept of you having a challenge where you're going to do something every single day in regards to magic, and you fail after like day 12. Right? I think might be the cringiest thing I've ever seen. But you know what? That guy pulls. Because at least whoever he's with is a baddie. Rubber band tricks, but they say they represent the ropes around the wrestling ring. Yeah, so here is actually a rubber band, but it's actually the same material that is used in a wrestling ring. So I'm going to put this around my hand and give me your hand. Watch. I don't even know how you would incorporate wrestling other than saying that, right? Like, yeah, just say that it's the same thing. Fuck. There's something in there. But yeah, good thinking, Sean. That's number 2. So far, you gave me probably my next tattoo, and you came up with a good virgin-y wrestling magic trick. Card stick to elbow. That's another one. Yeah. You elbow drop the deck, and then you pull up, and the card. Was that your card? Was that your card right there? Thank you. Right, and it gives you a good opportunity to flex too. So that's another way that you could incorporate that. Card sword that looks like a chair, and you slap one across the head with it, and the card is now on the chair. You know, that gave me an idea, right? You have a chair, like a folding chair, and you give it to a participant, and you have another participant pick a card, and then they pick a card, they show it to the audience, and you go, all right, so I want you to hit me with the chair, right? Hit me on my head with the chair, right? I know you could talk about CTE, right? You could talk about concussions and how they affect judgment and certain characteristics about CTE. That's a fun pattern point to have. But then they hit you with the chair and you sell it, right? Selling is a term in wrestling that means pretending, right? Like, oh, it actually hurts when you get hit in the face by a chair, but you make it seem like it hurts way more. So you get hit by the chair, you sell it, and then when you look at your forehead, the bruise is the card, is the fucking card they picked, right? Look at that. That could work. Fool us. Maybe that'll be my fool us trick, right? I show up in a mask, and then I go, hey guys, my name's PigCake. I'm the wrestling magician, and I'd like to wrestle you into a trick. So you pick a card, tell it to the audience. Okay, and Pen, here's a folding chair. Thank you for that. You show the card, beautiful. Now, Pen, you're gonna hit me in the head with the chair. Everybody goes, ooh. And you go, trust me, guys, I'm a professional, right? Don't worry. I've signed waivers. They're not going to be liable for anything that happens to me, right? And then they hit me with the chair. And then I go down and I play it as I'm unconscious, right? So there's silence. And then eventually I get up, I take off my mask, and there is the card. Now, obviously, they're going to know that it's a card force, right? But I think it will be good TV. Right, so there you go. Look at that. A free fool's act, courtesy of a PigCake live stream. Let's see. This is getting out of hand now. I wish I never mentioned a topic. In all fairness, you could use David Stone's card to ceiling and ask someone to smack the chair, and the chosen card is stuck to the chair. All magic tricks are wrestling, all staged and scripted. That is true. And they both come from the corny. So there's a lot of crossover in terms of the circus life and how magic got its upbringing, right? Within wrestling, they're both carny things. You could find carnies that are using mathic. Oh my God, this is the fourth time I stumble on my words in this fucking stream. They use magic methods to scam people, right? All the classic old scams. And in the same fucking breath, you have the wrestlers. And a lot of the terms, there's a lot of crossover between the terms. So there's actually some legitimacy when it comes to tying both things together, right? But there's also a lot of virginity. But I do think that that's definitely a good shitty act. I remember who's the guy? He's the head of the Magic Castle. Really attractive gay dude. What's his name? He was not Ted, but he was Neil Patrick Harris. There you go. He was on TV. And he did that Bruce trick forever ago. And I remember he did it with a great presentation. I don't know if it's the same one that was given when you buy the trick, but you pick a card, and every time he tries to find a card and it's wrong, you punch me in the shoulder, right? And then eventually he kept getting cards wrong, and they kept punching him in the fucking shoulder. And then he shows the bruise, and it's the card. That I thought was tremendous. So why not do the same, right? It makes sense. I'm wearing a lucha mask, right? And in the lucha mask, I could have some padding. I could have the bruise. It's covered by my head, by my mask, rather. So look at that. Tell me that's not a good act. Tell me that's not a good act, dude. I'm gonna hit that up. I'm gonna run the local circles with that. Next time I go to England, Luke, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna run the local magic circuits. What's the one that I did, or I went with Peter? I forgot what circle that was, but we saw some interesting tricks. And one of my favorite pictures, one of my favorite pictures in my entire life was taken at me and Turner in that magic circle meeting, or not magic circle. It was like a little magic group chapter, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And it's me looking at someone doing a trick with like this chopped up thing, and it killed me. Just my face, I'm hammered. Turner's next to me. Is one of my favorite. Huddersfield Circle, yeah. That's the next time. I go over there. I'm just going to bring a wrestling mask, bring bruised, and then do the whole presentation. And that's going to be my audition to go through. I think that'll be great. And I'll hand a chair to one of the older members that I know when they swing it, it's not going to hurt as much. Because if I hand it to the guy that's in charge of that, I'm done. He's like a super tall guy, and he'll fucking murder me. So I got to hand it to one of the oldies. That raccoon. That's what it was. It was a raccoon. Yeah, it was a raccoon that he was decapitating in this box. Man, God, what a good time I had over there. And now I'm here back in the 305, right? Going to Magic Live next month. Can't wait for the virginity then. I'm gonna have to train my liver to deal with the virginity that I'm gonna experience over there. Because now it's within my realm of understanding. Over there in England, I was a lost child. I needed my handheld because I don't know where the fuck I was. Whereas here in the States, even though it's Vegas, I know my way around. Okay, so I'm gonna be there at least a little bit more knowledgeable about my surroundings. I'm doing a Trump act next week for them. Whew. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. You need to put a TW before you drop that on them. Have somebody record it. I definitely want to see that, Luke. I definitely want to see that. I've never laughed harder than at the David Penn imitations that I was blessed with hearing on parts of Luke and another person that I want to name. But you guys have perfect David Penn impressions, and it killed me. But you know what? That's the stream. That's it for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. What did you guys get? You guys got essentially an act you could take to Penn and Teller Fool Us, right? Using wrestling stuff. You got some tidbits. You got a cool tattoo trick, right, with a electric tape. You have some touches on that. Some good commentary on a magic blog. I mean, going to Vegas. So that's a fun little bit too. Ooh, this was a fun stream. We talked about a lot of things. So let me see how I could sort of make myself kind of, I mean, let's see. I don't know if I could. No, I wanted to do a dramatic ending, but I guess I'll just end it in the way I usually end it, which is saying some vague reference to Kamala Harris. Usually, that's how I like to end these streams. But I think that's dated. I think that's tired. That's overdone. And I've grown up. I'm past that. So let's see. I got diarrhea as well. And then Riff says, "What's up, Lenny?" Am I Lenny? I don't look like a Lenny. I look like exactly what I am, to be honest. If you take a guess, if you haven't looked up my information, if you take a guess, it'll probably be accurate. But that's the stream. I don't know what my next video is gonna be. Maybe Saturday. Maybe Saturday, unless I'm too hammered from my